Now, the film that convinced legendary director Sir Ridley Scott to put Alien Paradise Lost on the back burner.
Matt Damon is the Martian in Scott's best movie in a decade.
It's a sci-fi masterpiece.
Surprise. Here's the rub. It's gonna be 4 years for another mission to reach me. And I'm gonna have designed to last 31 days. So I gotta make water and grow food on a planet where nothing grows. But if I can't figure out a way to make contact with NASA, then none of this matters anyway.
We've got an incoming message.
Mein Gott. Mark Watney's still alive.
In your face, Neil Armstrong.
Did you do a lot of preparation for this role?
Yes, I used this film as an excuse to actually go to NASA and do all that stuff.
Did you get to go and visit the real NASA at all?
No.
Did you get to go to NASA or anything like that?
No, this was on NASA, and it was built in this extraordinary structure called the Whale in Budapest.
Well, it turns out Mars was only in Budapest the whole time.
It was for me, yeah.
Almost like getting to go to space camp.
Yeah, I told Ridley when our first meeting, I said, if I do the movie, can I go to space camp? He kind of looked at me strange and he goes, we'll work something out. So yes, this was my adult space camp.
Could you know, press a button and cause damage, or was it all...
No, I think it was pretty actor-proof, yeah.
I researched a lot and, you know, tried to understand everything as best as I could.
Yeah. Astrophysics and things like that. It's quite hard to understand.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely learned how to grow potatoes like that, but it wasn't, the science wasn't, it didn't kind of take me out of it as a layman, and so I think, you know, learning the dialogue was pretty easy. It just kind of made sense.
Was it easy to learn the phrases?
No, it was challenging.
We just tried to, you know, pretend and act, of course, and be convincing in what we said.
But, you know, that's part of the fun of the job.
I know how to save Mark Watney.
But we need the Hermes crew.
We either have a high chance of killing one or a low chance of killing 6.
I'm not risking their lives. It's bigger than one person.
No, it's not.
I got some advice from Anne Hathaway, because she had just done Interstellar, and she said, and I told her, hey, I'm going to do an astronaut. I'm going to play an astronaut in my next movie. And she said, make sure you wear a cooling suit underneath the spacesuit, because it's going to get very hot.
I love that. Tips being passed from space film to space.
Exactly.
We're shooting on these massive sound stages in the dead of winter in Budapest. So it was freezing on those sound stages. They weren't comfortable though. They're very heavy, like about 30 pounds.
So terribly uncomfortable. You know, I thought nothing was more comfortable than corsets in like period films. Maybe this was probably the most uncomfortable I've ever been.
And the helmets were tricky. When you had them on, you could only hear the other astronauts because we were all sort of mic'd and wired to hear each other, but you couldn't hear anything else. So it did feel you felt very isolated.
The sort of isolation, I like that sometimes, you know. Getting time alone is quite important, isn't it?
Yeah, time out.
But not 150 million miles away.
NASA rejected the mission.
So if we do this?
We're talking mutiny.
If anything goes wrong,
We die.
Do you realize how crazy this is?
We have no other option.
No matter what happens, tell the world, tell my family that I never stop fighting to make it home.